When we all get to heaven, 174.
If you were walking around the Castro on a Sunday evening in the 80s or the 90s, you might hear a piano, maybe a band, and a lot of singing. And if you were curious and you followed those sounds all the way to Eureka Street, you'd come across a church in the middle of this row of houses that was painted some blend of pink and purple.
There was this kind of fundamentalist, evangelical type room with vomit green shag carpet and decrepit decor, but I was immediately at home.
The Castro is San Francisco's gay neighborhood, not a place you'd expect a hopping church scene. But the Metropolitan Community Church was different.
You know, we were doing this gay thing in Christianity, which now maybe doesn't sound like such a big deal, but it was countercultural in gay world and countercultural in Christian world. We were really trying to address what does Christianity look like if your starting point is sexuality is good.
Turns out if you take that project seriously, you can make a really different kind of church.
Wow, what a bright, shiny, unapologetically gay place to be.
A place where people could walk into even if it was one Sunday of their life and that was it.
We could sing old hymns and not have to feel weird.
Another thing you'd notice if you were walking around the Castro in the 80s and 90s is that a lot of people were sick.
Mentally, emotionally, when you looked into the bars, there was such sadness and despair.
I saw people's address books and how they were just crossing out person after person in their address book.
And we were going to memorial services, it seemed like every other week. Sometimes we would go 2 in a day.
If you walked into that church building on Eureka Street on a Sunday night in the 80s or 90s, you'd see IV poles. You'd feel loss and you'd hear pain. But the thing that drew you in would likely be the thing that kept you there. This unlikely, unexpected joy.
Would you have believed it when you came in and started singing tonight that this is a people going through a terrible crisis? We sing as if we have already gone to heaven. Perhaps we have.
In 1987, the Metropolitan Community Church of San Francisco started recording its church services for people who were too sick to be there in person. 25 years later, we started listening to their tapes. When We All Get to Heaven tells the story of this queer church and how it made meaning from AIDS. And it asks what they can teach us about the practice of making hope in a long season of despair.
Well, glory. Shoot, if you can't feel that, you're dead.